Welcome to a Midwest Minute with Matt. Simple concussion conversations that just make sense. Before we get started, just a quick note. This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice and does not replace evaluation or treatment from a qualified healthcare provider. Listening to this podcast does not establish a provider-patient relationship. Every brain injury is unique, and what we discuss may not directly apply to your situation. If you're experiencing symptoms or have concerns, please seek care from a licensed medical professional. If this is an emergency, call 911 or your local emergency services immediately. Hello and welcome to a Midwest Minute with Matt. Simple concussion conversations that just make sense. I am your host, Matt Campbell, and today we have episode number 10. You don't have to solve the entire puzzle today. One of the most overwhelming parts of concussion recovery is the feeling like you have to figure everything out. Why am I having symptoms? What symptoms am I dealing with? What treatments do I need? Am I doing anything wrong? What am I missing? And before long, concussion recovery starts feeling less like you're trying to heal and more like you're trying to keep your head above water. It's like you're trying to put a puzzle together and you don't have the picture on the box. Today, we're going to talk about why concussion recovery feels so overwhelming and why you don't need to solve the entire puzzle today. One of the primary reasons you can get overwhelmed trying to put the concussion recovery puzzle together is you hear everything all at the same time. We get information overload. People hear the words visual, vestibular, neck, sleep, hormones, anxiety, supplements, inflammation, and suddenly everything feels like it's the most important thing that we need to focus on right away. When everything else feels so important, it's hard to know what matters the most. That information overload that you deal with during your initial stages of concussion recovery can actually paralyze us when it comes to trying to figure out what we're supposed to do. We don't take any steps at all because we feel so overwhelmed with what we're trying to navigate or trying to start at the very beginning that we just don't do anything, and we try to go back into our cave, or we just sit in a dark room and don't do anything because everything feels so overwhelming. There's too much information, and that information overload that happens right off the bat can actually keep us from taking that first step. If we feel like we're not able to take the first step, or if we're going to make a mistake taking that step, we'll avoid taking the step in general, and we'll just sit there and trying to recover without actually doing anything. So, why do we start chasing everything? When we don't understand what's happening or when there's fear involved in what we're navigating or trying to figure out, fear drives urgency. People will start to think, if I can just find the missing thing, I'll recover. If I can just add that one thing that's not right, I'll get back to normal quickly. When we sit here and try to figure out what is that one thing, if I get all of this different information and I'm going through information overload at the beginning, I'll assume that my missing piece is I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing everything. If I can find that missing piece or that missing thing, I'll recover faster, will actually lead to feeling overwhelmed or confused, or the anxiety increase in, am I making the right choice? Am I doing something correctly? And when we try to do everything at the same time, we get inconsistency in what we're actually implementing into our day-to-day routines. That inconsistency in what we're implementing, or even if we implement it consistently, but we're doing everything, we don't know what's actually working. So if I get overwhelmed or don't have enough energy available to do everything every single day, and I take a day off and all of a sudden I feel different, well, what thing did I not do today that was helping? Which one of those five is the real thing that's causing my improvement? Which one of those five is what's going on or what's actually helping me heal? The fear of not knowing what to do or the fear of missing out on something drives our urgency. If I just get that one thing, or if I can just find that one piece of the puzzle to get my concussion recovery on the right track, I can do it. And I've learned all of these different things are causing problems throughout different places and throughout the internet and different podcasts or different people that I've talked to. They've done all of these different things. Well, if it worked for them, it's going to work for me. Most people don't start with the full picture of concussion recovery. They find pieces. One picture becomes something clearer, one image that they can see, one treatment that's worked for somebody else, something that they have heard that you're supposed to do based on something that they've been given information years ago. They find one piece of the puzzle and they go, okay, I'm going to do that. Well, we don't have the ability to see the full picture. We don't know how those pieces in our concussion recovery will fit together. It's like trying to fit the wrong pieces together at the wrong time. Over time, the picture becomes more clear. When the picture becomes more clear, we're able to put those pieces together. But if we try to take all of the pieces at the same time right off the bat and put them together, we will struggle with getting that clear picture. Recovery is rarely about finding the one piece to the puzzle that we're missing. It's about putting the right pieces together in the right places at the right times. And that can be challenging when you're first trying to begin the navigation of concussion recovery. What pieces of the puzzle do I need? I have all of them. When I'm talking with patients, I will tell every single person that I work with, you have all of the pieces to the puzzle. I'm just the one that has the picture on the box that's helping show you what you're supposed to do. So at the end of the day, you have those pieces. My job is to help show you what that picture looks like, because concussion recovery is not one piece. It's how all of the pieces fit together to make your puzzle, not somebody else's. Another area that people get in trouble with when they're trying to navigate through their own concussion recovery is, my friend did this, my neighbor did that, my brother did this. When I had my injury back in high school, I did this. Well, every brain injury is unique. Every concussion recovery puzzle will look different. We need to figure out what part of the puzzle that you're on, get the pieces to fit together in the right place at the right time. And that can be challenging for people who don't understand what the puzzle is supposed to look like. So when we're sitting here trying to figure out what we can do instead of trying to put the entire puzzle together on day one, is we want to focus on the next piece. Ask yourself, what are my biggest limitations right now? What are things that I wish I could be doing that I'm not doing? What's creating the most disruption in my day-to-day routine? What's causing the most symptom fluctuation? What's making me feel the worst? And what can I realistically improve on this week or today or right now? If I try to take too big of a bite out of the pie, I won't be able to handle it. But if I try to break it down into what's causing my problems, what I want to be able to do, and what can I improve on right now, you have a better likelihood of being able to succeed in your concussion recovery. If you're looking at how do I finish the puzzle or what am I missing to get my injury recovery back to normal, where too many factors, there are too many pieces, and we're trying to get the entire puzzle to be put together today, that will cause overload. That will cause problems in your concussion recovery, and you won't actually make progress. You'll be trying to do too many things at the same time, and you'll drop the ball. Progress builds the picture of concussion recovery. Every improvement matters. Better sleep, better pacing, more tolerance, less fear. Each piece contributes to that final picture. When we start putting your concussion recovery puzzle together, we have the basic pieces that we can use and focus on day one. We can focus on sleeping better, we can focus on our nutrition and our hydration, and we can focus on trying to build a routine that will help you pace yourself so we're not overloading your system. The more pieces that we can get together at the beginning that fit together in the right order, the better concussion recovery puzzles will turn out. Every piece of the puzzle contributes to that final picture. Small pieces put together in the right fashion create the big picture over time. Concussion recovery is rarely like turning on a light switch. You don't look at a 2,000 piece puzzle and then all of a sudden snap your fingers and the puzzle's back to normal. It's not realistic to feel that way. It's not realistic to do when you're trying to put a puzzle together either. Concussion recovery is about taking one piece at a time, making sure it fits in the right place, and moving from one piece to the next until we can put small pieces together to create the big picture of concussion recovery. At the end of the day, you don't have to solve the entire concussion recovery piece on day one. You don't have to make sure you know what the entire puzzle looks like today. You just need to know what piece comes next. You don't have to know what the picture looks like. You don't have to know the total pieces that you're needing. You just need to know what the next piece looks like. Once you figure that piece out, we can move to the next piece, to the next piece, to the next piece. And over time, those pieces often become the recovery that you've been working towards this whole time. If this episode helped something click, share it with somebody who needs it. If you're looking for more guidance, support, or clarity during your own concussion recovery, you can learn more by visiting mwconcussion.com. If you have a topic that you'd like discussed on the podcast, shoot me a DM on our social media accounts at MWConcussion, or shoot me an email at matt@mwconcussion.com. And lastly, if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, feel free to reach out. I would love to have you as I get ready to start having guests here soon.